Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Final Fantasy III for the PSP. So my last episode, we obtained the Fang of Earth. We destroyed Xandi's statues, and we got the Earth Crystal and its jobs. In this episode, we're going to head back to Doga's Manor, because Doga and Unai said they wanted to speak with us before we headed into the Crystal Tower. So you may notice I changed a few of my job classes around after obtaining those final jobs from the Earth Crystal. So I turned Luneth into a ninja, and I also changed Refia into a devout. And I'll talk a little bit more about the different ultimate job classes, so to speak, when we get to Doga's Manor. Because, spoiler, there's a dungeon for us to go through once we get there, and I'll have a little bit of time to talk about stuff. So in order to get to Doga's Manor, we do have to trade in the Invincible for the Nautilus again. So I'm going to head over to the cave to get the Nautilus. Alright, so I am back at the Nautilus. We're going to jump inside our little subship, and then we will head down to Doga's Manor. Fortunately, the Nautilus moves quite a bit quicker than the Invincible. I think the Invincible moves at about a third or half speed to the Nautilus. So it's nice to be in the Nautilus for a little while and zip around the world map. But because of the headwinds here, you cannot use the Invincible to get back to Doga's Manor. And annoyingly, because we're in the Nautilus again, we don't get the fire support if we have to fight people. Alright, so let's head into Doga's Manor and see what they have to say. Guess I've spoiled it a little bit. We do have to go through a little bit of a dungeon. Come in, it's time for Unai and I to give you what we have prepared. We can't see you. Where are you? Are you in the walls? The circle? Are you going to take us back to the cave of the circle? I don't want to make myself mini again. That's an annoying mechanic. And I thought we were done with it. No, it's a new dungeon. So they're going to force us to go through Doga's Grotto, or Doga's Cave. This is a very spiral area that we'll head down through. And it kind of always reminded me of the Great Crater in Final Fantasy VII. And I did play Final Fantasy VII before this game, because Final Fantasy VII was one of the first Final Fantasy games I actually played after Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy IV. The enemies in here aren't that difficult. Just use your basic attacks and you'll take them out pretty fast. But let's talk a little bit about those job classes we got with the Earth Crystal. So first off, we got the Magus and the Devout. These are both pretty much upgrades over the Black Mage and the White Mage. So both of them are a little bit more powerful than the original classes, and they actually have more spell charges at the higher levels of spells, and can use level 8 magic, which the basic level classes cannot use. The trade-off is that they get less lower level spell charges, which I guess is a thing. I mean, more so for the White Mage, you have less healing, but for the Black Mage it's not as big of a deal. The Summoner, again, is a pretty much pure upgrade over the Evoker. So it is going to be more powerful because it uses pure attack summons. You don't have to worry about kind of the coin flip about what type of summon you're going to get when you cast a summon spell. You're going to get a full attack power that is going to pierce Reflect. It is not affected by Reflect and hits all enemies. And then the last two classes were not actually from the Earth Crystal in the original version of the game. And that is the Ninja and the Sage. Now these were kind of the ultimate classes in the game, and the ones that pretty much everyone used when they did the final dungeons, if you were playing the Famicom version. Now because of that, they did nerf them slightly in this version. So the Ninja is again pretty much a pure upgrade over the Dark Knight. You lose the ability to use the Darkness ability, the Soul Eater, but you can throw weapons, which can do a lot more damage to single target enemies. And they also have the highest agility in the game. The trade-off is that they have lower vitality. So they don't gain as much hit points, and their defense score is a little bit lower than what you might expect from a fully armored unit. But that said, they are still pretty powerful in this version, and a class that I'm definitely going to be using as part of my final party. And the last class is the Sage. Now in the NES version, the Sage was the ultimate class. You wanted to have a Sage or multiple Sages in your party in order to survive the final encounters against the final bosses. In this version, I mean, I may still use a Sage depending on how things go, and perhaps against one particular boss, but I'm not necessarily going to abuse it as much as I might have if I was playing the original version. So what does the Sage do? It's kind of like an upgraded Red Mage. It can use all magic in the game, which makes it very versatile. But the trade-off is it gets less spell charges. That said, its stats are pretty good, and it's someone that you can have as a backup healer and also as an attacker. Alright, so we are at the end of these winding paths, and we are ready to head into the final room here. Don't mind me that I equipped shields and healed up my party. There's nothing to worry about. We're just going to go talk to Doga and Unai. So let's head through the door and see what they have to say. Ooh, nice waterfall effect. We're here! We got the last Fang, and we even went to the Earth Crystal. Alright, you're gonna make the key to Eureka. Sounds good. Put him up? What the what? No, we don't have to fight you, do we? What a twist. So because of the power of the weapons, you don't want us to be able to access them, but you do, so we have to kill you. Isn't the key just the thing around your neck, Doga? Can't you just give it to us? We don't want to fight you. We don't want to kill you. And I never asked, where are your eyes, Doga? Certainly hiding in that hood of yours. But, as you might expect, it is boss time. And there are Doga's eyes. What in the world did you turn into, Doga? A massive brain type thing with big eyes and a tail, or a spinal column? I mean, I think it's just a brain and a spinal column. But yeah, here we go. So you do have to do these fights back to back, because surprise, and spoiler, you are going to have to fight Unai as well. They both can attack twice per turn, and they use pretty powerful magic. Which is why, again, I put on the shields on my party members to protect them from magic attacks. That'll increase their magic defense a little bit. Surprised it took so long for Ark to get in the air. But we're at pretty good levels here, so I'm not overly concerned. It's going to take quite a bit for them to take us out. Now, because the battles are back-to-back, you do want to make sure to try to heal before you actually kill off Doga. Because you're not going to have a chance to heal before you get into the next battle. So try to keep your hit points as high as possible, so that hopefully you don't get knocked out right away at the beginning of the next battle and have to redo this whole dungeon as well as the boss fights. But again, they're not too tough. They have 20k in terms of hit points. And with our overpowered Dragoon and other attackers, bam, they're going to go down pretty fast. Not a huge fan of my HP situation, but we'll make do. So Doga's down. No, Doga. And then Unai just steps up and says, "It's my turn. What are you going to turn into?" And then she kind of gives it away here. She's like, "Don't worry. Even if you destroy our body, our soul will still survive. So be quiet. Let's just do this." So, way to kind of take, the edge off of these battles. And Unai turns into this thing with that crazy hair, and it's naked, I think, and it's got weird horns coming out of its appendages, and yeah, interesting choice for the monster design. Pretty much the same style as the Doga fight, except Unai tends to use more single target attacks. Her physical attacks are actually, I think, slightly weaker than Doga. But again, neither of them is that difficult. We're going to take them out pretty fast. Especially with our Dragoon doing, substantial damage. We'll just attack physically. These really aren't that bad of fights. Now I would imagine... Oh, Tornado. That's pretty much her worst attack. If it hits. Fortunately, it did not. Probably gonna kill her this round. We'll see. But again, not something you necessarily have to worry too much about. And I guess I accidentally picked Jump for my Dragoon. I meant to just pick its regular attack. I kept him around to heal him, but oh well. We'll kill them pretty fast. Probably this. Yep, bam. Down she goes. So there we go. 2 surprise boss battles. Finished them off pretty easy. But yeah, the levels I'm at, they're not too tough. Lower levels, maybe they'd be a little more difficult. But oh no, now we have to mourn the loss of Doga and Unai. We get the key to Eureka, and we're also going to get the key to the Crystal Tower. And then he just reaffirms that their souls are still going to be alive. They'll probably reincarnate at some point in the future. He's in the Circus Tower? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. That's how I pronounce it. We'll call it the Crystal Tower because that's what the game calls it. And they just remind us we are the Warriors of Light. It is our job to take out the darkness and Zandy. Don't worry, we'll do it. That's our goal, that's our job, and we'll make sure to pull it off. We don't need this melodrama. Yes, we will do that. Don't worry about it. But thank you for the keys so we can progress through the game. In my next episode, we will head to the Crystal Tower, and we'll get a sneak peek of what Eureka has in store for us, which is actually the final optional area in the game. Come on, do a pan up at the end with them dead, but not really dead. There you go, the death pan. So as always, viewers, thank you for the continued support. I truly do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next episode. So long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.